Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today we're going to do something fun. Everything in my grow room is fun to me, but hopefully it's also fun to you. Today, we're going to actually harvest a couple of things. Now, I did a video a couple of days ago, and I will link it up above that you can watch, and it'll show you kind of what's going on in my grow room and kind of my philosophy of why I grow things. Well, this is a continuation video of that, and we're going to do some harvesting, and we're going to try to make something out of some successes that I've had in growing here. So let me show you my Roselle plant first. So here we have my Roselle plant that I've been growing indoors. Now these plants were taken from cuttings from my garden in, I think it was September, the beginning of October. Now I had grown it outdoors in the hopes that I could get it to flower and get the calyxes to form so I could harvest it and make tea out of it just for fun. But it didn't have time to flower before the freezes. So just before it froze, I quickly took some cuttings, stuck 2 in each one of these pots without a lot of hope of it succeeding. But I'm going to show you some video clips right now of what happened all the way through this winter. And you can see how gorgeous the buds are. So it flowered all winter long. It's still been flowering. And we've got some calyxes ready to harvest right here. I'm going to show you how I harvest those. But look at this. This is a seed pod ready to be harvested, and this is the second one that I've harvested. So let's pull these off and I'll show you what I do with them. So let's go in here. You can see these thick fleshy calyxes are what you use. So you just snap those off like that. This one's not quite where I like to harvest it, so we're just going to leave that for a little bit. And I think this is going to be the last one. There are no more flower buds really left. Except for maybe, let's see if this is one down here. I think we have a little flower bud getting ready to flower right down there. But we're really, really close to an end with all of these flowers. But it's middle of March and just about ready to put these back outside. So these can be perennial if you can overwinter them. So we're going to keep these, plant them back outside when we're ready, and I'm also going to plant the seeds off of this one. So let's harvest this one. See if we can do it without breaking anything. Well, I took the top off of it. That's okay. This will continue to grow. So let's look at the seeds and see what the seeds look like. So here we are with the seed pod. I'm going to pull the leaves off. Now the leaves on sorrel are actually edible. I haven't found a way to use them yet. I probably will try that next year, once I get these growing in the garden again. But they are very, very sour, a little more sour than sorrel leaves. So we're going to take these off. I'm just going to get rid of them into my compost pile because I really don't want to do anything with them right now, and harvest the seeds out of here. So here's the seed pod that you can see better. And as you can see that it's already split open and the seeds inside are brown. And that's how you know when the seeds are ready to harvest. So let's dump these out and see what they look like. So here we are with a closer look. So you just pull these back. Oh my word, I lost some. And just dump them. See, there's this little area. There they are inside. More. Let's make sure we got them all out. Got a couple more. There it is. I think it's all empty. Now that we have the seed harvested, we have these little guys right here. It's kind of hard to see them, but I showed you what they look like. I'm going to plant a couple of those seeds in 2 pots. And then before I knew that I was going to be able to harvest my own seeds, I purchased some other seeds of Roselle. And I got these from Tradewind Fruits. So we're going to plant 4 of these, 2 in each pot on this side, and then some of my own on this side, and see if we can get germination on all of them. I'd be really excited if I could get plants grown from my own seeds that I grew indoors. So let's see what happens. So here we have 4 pots that we're going to plant up, and I'm going to do 2 seeds in each pot. These pots right here are going to be my seeds, and these pots right here are going to be the seeds that I bought from the store. Just as a little bit of an experiment to see which one has better germination, if any of them. So we're going to put, as I said, 2 seeds in each pot. So let's start with my seeds. So there's 4 of my seeds. Let's plant them a half an inch deep. So what I read on the seed packet is it says a half an inch deep in sterile potting mix in individual pots. So we're going to do 2 in each just to see what kind of germination we can get. So there's 1, 2, and then 2 in this one, half inch deep. There we go. You don't know how excited that makes me. I finally have planted my own Roselle seeds that I grew myself inside. So here we're going to go with the seeds that I bought from Tradewinds Fruit, and I don't know if you can read it, but there's the planting instructions and a little bit about Roselle seeds. Now here's a comparison. My seeds are a little bit darker, but these were probably harvested a while ago. So we'll see if there's any difference in germination. There we go. Another experiment started. I'm so excited. We'll see what happens and see if I get some Roselle plants grown. Now, if more than one seedling germinates, what I'm going to do is take them out, divide them out, and put them in individual pots. So there we have them all potted up and labeled. I will put them in a tray under lights and get them watered, and we'll see what happens. Now, this video isn't over yet. What we're going to do now is show you how I harvest the calyxes, and then we're going to go make my first Roselle tea and harvest a lemon, and we'll show you that. Now here we have a mature Roselle calyx, and if you look inside, there's the unripe seed pod. Now we don't eat the seed pod. What we do is we peel off the calyxes. I'm going to stick them in my little bowl here. We peel each one of these off, dry them, and then we can use them to make tea. It's just that simple. So you can see we don't harvest these. I'm not sure why. I haven't tried it, but I heard that they're a little bitter. So here it is. Now you can harvest all of the calyxes off. Once this is fully opened and the seed pod is emerged, you can harvest the calyxes off of the outside of that and leave the seed pod to mature. I don't want these plants maturing any more seed pods because I don't want any of the strength going into that. I want them to be ready to be planted out into the garden in just a few weeks. So let's go into the kitchen and show you what I've harvested. Hey, let's chalk one up for old woman brain again. I did not turn on my camera when I harvested this. This is my lemon, and it was attached right here. And what I told you when the camera was off and you couldn't hear me was that I had been talking to this little lemon and telling him that this whole branch is coming off when it's time to harvest it. If you notice, it threw up new growth with buds on it to see if it could stay. Well, obviously it did not stay. I want my lemon tree to branch higher up. So you didn't see the actual harvest, but here is my lemon. I am so excited. Here we are with everything I'm going to use to make my Roselle and lemon tea. And let me tell you another old woman's story. This is all I have left of Roselle calyxes that I harvested. Now when I say this is all that I had left, I had, probably 4 times this amount. When I harvest my herbs and dry them, and I'm going to be using them quickly, I just put them in these little baggies. Well, I had my Roselle and I had my purple basil, and you could probably see where this is going. One day it was dinner time and I was going to use my purple basil in my dinner, and I grabbed the first one that looked like purple basil, crushed it up, felt a little weird, didn't think about it, threw it in the dinner. When I tasted it, I'm like, that's not basil. It tasted good, but I just used all of my Roselle in my dinner and didn't get to make a tea. Well, I've been diligently harvesting, so I have this, and I have what we harvested today. It's just enough to probably make a cup. Then we have my homegrown lemon. And normally what I use to sweeten stuff, because I don't do sugar anymore, is I use some stevia. Now I use the store-bought stevia because the homegrown stevia, when you use it in this form, this is my homegrown dried stevia. When you use it in this form, it has a little bit of a grassy kind of green flavor. But so I can say that my first Roselle tea was from things that I grew on my own. We're going to use this homegrown stevia and my Roselle and my homegrown lemon. It's going to be just enough for 1 pot of tea. So let's get you in a little bit closer. I'm going to show you how I do this. I did find a recipe online that called for a 1/2 cup of dried Roselle leaves, a full lemon, 5 cups of water, and a tablespoon of honey. So I figure these proportions will make it, we're going to have about a cup of water. This is maybe a couple of teaspoons of Roselle leaves, and we're going to do a couple of slices of lemon. So hopefully we'll make that and it will taste good. Whether it tastes good or not, I'm really excited to be able to do this. And next year I'm hoping to have enough Roselle to make a big batch of it. And there we have it. It's already starting to color up. Look at the color that comes out of this. I hope you can see the color on that. So we're going to let this sit and just kind of steep for a while, and then we'll be back. Here we are. I wish I had a glass to pour this into to show you what it looks like. I'm just not a glass person. I break them too easily. So isn't that color gorgeous? Let's strain it out and see what it tastes like. We're ready to try it. Oh my word, this is so good. I'm so excited for next year to grow more of this. So you can taste the lemon, obviously. The stevia gave the perfect amount of sweetness. I don't even taste any of the grassy flavor. And then there's this floral background to it. I really enjoy this. So I'm definitely going to be growing more Roselle, making more of this Roselle tea. And for now, I'm going to sit and enjoy this. So thank you for joining me on this garden adventure. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and go have a wonderful garden adventure.